Let's talk tax sale overages. What on earth are they and how do they work? And most importantly, how is it an opportunity for you as an entrepreneur to make a lot of money without a lot of risk in a fun business where you help people? Well, I've been doing tax sale overages for over 10 years, and it is by far my favorite business I've ever found in my life of entrepreneurship, because it has very little risk, very high profits, and you're truly helping people who've lost everything. So what is it? Well, when a property is sold at a tax deed auction, which is often just colloquially referred to as a tax sale, the properties almost always sell for more than the past due taxes. And I'll give you an example. So if you take average house in America, it's about a $400,000 house. When people don't pay their taxes for 3 to 4 years, meaning their real estate taxes, not their income taxes, their real estate taxes. When they don't pay those real estate taxes for 3 or 4 years, the county is going to go and sell that property in order to get that tax revenue because they need the money. They need to pay the police, the firefighters, the trash collectors, to fill the potholes, to do their municipal duties. They need money. So they're deadly serious about collecting those taxes. So when you don't pay, they put the house up for auction and the house sells. Generally, those auctions have lots of bidders bidding a lot of money. Usually bidders are going to pay anywhere from 70 to 80% of the as-is value of the property. So let's just take a prototypical $400,000 house, which is kind of average house in America these days. That house at an auction is going to sell for somewhere $275,000 to $325,000, somewhere in that range. So let's just put it in the middle. Let's say it sells for $300,000. So buyer gets a good deal, right? You got a $400,000 house. They just picked it up for $300,000. That buyer is really excited. Wouldn't you be? So he's excited, but what about the rest of the transaction? How does that work? Well, a house like that, a $400,000 house, 3 to 4 years behind in taxes, probably owes around $50,000 in taxes, including interest and penalties. So the taxing authority sells the house at the tax foreclosure auction. They collect $300,000 from the bidder, so the auctioneer collects that money. They take $50,000 and they pay the taxes, meaning they're paying the school tax collector, the trash collector, the borough tax collector. Everybody gets paid. But then there's money left over. In this case, about $250,000 left over. So the question is, what happens to that money? Well, that money is called overages. Can also be called excess funds, can also be called overbids, can also be called overages. It's just different states have different terminology, but it all means the same thing. It's monies that are left over from the tax sale because the house sold for more than the debt. The thing about this money that's a little tricky is that the homeowner has to know that the money was there or is there, and they have to go and formally apply for it. And most homeowners who are foreclosed out have no idea. They think, oh, they took my house and they sold it, so of course they keep the money. But that's not accurate. You know, sometimes in law, I'll tell you as an attorney, things are not always completely intuitive. They think they sold my house so they keep the money, but that's not accurate. What is accurate is that they, meaning the taxing authority, yes, they sold the house, but that means they get to keep their portion from that sale to cover all of their taxes. They don't get to keep the money over and above that. In order to get that money, all the former owner has to do is to apply for it. Now, different states have different procedures. Most of them, you just fill in a form and you give it to the county and they give you a check. Other ones, you have to file a petition in court. Not a big deal, but it's something like, it's like small claims court, only simpler. So it's really simple to do. But there is a process. And most importantly, if you don't do that, then the former owner doesn't get their money. So I found a business opportunity in this. And the way the business opportunity works is we get lists of the monies that are being held. It's pretty simple. They're public records list. So that's step one. Step two, we then get the contact information for the people on the list. Again, in the days of the internet, that's very simple. It's called skip tracing, really easy to do. So second step, we get their contact information, which is going to include their email address, their phone number, their cell phone number, their physical address, and then we reach out to them. So we are sending them letters, sending them postcards, they have a Facebook account, we're sending a message on Facebook, we're reaching out and calling them on the phone and talking to them. Basically, we're just sharing good news with them. You know, if I'm calling in, I'm like, hey Fred, I'm so glad I got a hold of you. My gosh, I've been looking all over for you. You're actually entitled to a very large refund of some government-held money, and my company is in the business of helping people in your situation get their money Would you be interested in talking about that? And when Fred, of course, says yes, because it's like a really interesting thing, I say, look, we work on a percentage basis. If we're successful, we get paid out of that sale or out of that money collected. If we're not successful, it doesn't cost you a penny. We don't require any deposit. You just give us permission to go get this money. We will go work our hardest to get it. If we get it, we get a percentage. You get a big windfall, and we're all happy. So that's what you're going to be doing. You sign the people up, you turn in the claim, and you get paid. It's a really simple, clean business. Generally takes from beginning to end. People often ask, well, how long does it take? Typically 4 to 5 months maximum from beginning to end. So it's not a terribly long process. And it's a pipeline type business. You just keep adding deals into your pipeline. You fill in the form, send them into the county, fill in the form, send them in, and then they start to pay out. Like earlier today, I got a $35,000 payout. So that money will be divided between my company and the homeowner. It was great. And I hadn't thought about that deal in 3 months. I mean, honestly, we turned it in many months ago, and last time I even thought about this was 3 months ago. And here it is, the check just appears in the mail because that's what happens. It's kind of like a tax refund from the IRS. You let them know you're owed money and it just shows up. You don't have to do anything to make it show up. So it's like that. But these former owners just have no idea there's any money they could claim, any money that could be left over, so they don't know about it. And so it's really good work that you're helping people who've lost everything. You're helping them get back on their feet, and you're getting a really rewarding thing. And speaking of back on your feet, the lady that you see the picture of up there that I just showed, her name's Carrie Johnson. Carrie lost a home because she got injured at work and was disabled, and she literally just ran out of money and lost everything, including the family home that had been in the family for 100 years. And we tracked Carrie down, got her the money. She was living in a homeless shelter. We got her $32,000 in cash, and she got her life back together. We helped her get a pension that she was due from work, helped her get some disability payments. And between her pension that she now is going, disability payments, and Social Security, she's fine. She's living in a house again. She has a car. She has a normal life. And as she said to me herself, she said, if it weren't for you guys, I'd be dead from living on the street. She said, I had nowhere to go, and I never would have made it. So this is really good work and a good business for someone who really wants to help people. I mean, sincerely and truly wants to help people, and you want to have a great business for yourself and your family. And I can tell you from my point of view, this business has built a wonderful life for me. I was formerly a corporate attorney working, with a tie every day and a suit and going to work at 7:30 in the morning, coming back home at 7:30 at night. Really tough. And I respect that a lot of people, that's what you're doing. You're going to work every day. You're working with people that you're professional with. You may not love them, but you work with them. That gets tiring and old fast. This business is one that you can start with very minimal capital. Don't need a lot of money for it. Minimal risk because you're just picking up the phone and calling people, maybe sending them a letter and seeing if they're interested. Not expensive. You don't need an office. You don't need a big staff. It's a really super business because you can start it on the side, and you can either keep it as a side business, which is great, or you can grow it into a really big business like I've done. We even have people doing this in retirement who say, I wanted to retire. I was tired of doing XYZ, whatever that is, but I can do this and kind of do it on the side. I have people that are doing that are making great money. Some make more than they made when they were full-time employed. Some are just making enough to just have a really good retirement life where they're having the vacations, having the travel, having the savings, and not having to worry about money, because I know far too many people worry about money. I read a stat the other day that even people making six figures, 40% of them are worried about money every day, which is just ridiculous. This can potentially solve that. It's a really good, it's a lucrative, feel-good business where you're helping people. So I think tax sale overages are amazing. And if you want to learn more about this, it's the business I'm in full-time. I do it every day. We also teach other people and support other businesses doing it. I'm an attorney. That's part of my practice. So if you want to know more about that, then go to the link below. That goes direct to a longer presentation I did. You can just register for that totally free presentation where I go more in depth in that. I spend an hour to an hour and a half going in really in detail about how the business works, what the opportunity is, what kind of person it's right for. And I'll just give you the short part. It is a great business for someone who truly wants to help other people and make a lot of money and do it without a lot of investment of time or money. It's perfect for that. And it's for good-hearted people. It's a business where it's not about someone like, rubbing their hands together like, oh, I'm going to take advantage of these people. It's not that at all. They get the majority of the money. You're going to make great money. You can do deal after deal, and you're going to really feel good about yourself. But if you're just rubbing your hands together about taking advantage of people who lost their house at tax sale, please don't click on the video. Just don't even come back to my channel, because you're not the kind of person I want to help or get into business. But if you're a good-hearted person that truly wants to help people, I want to share this information with you, because I think it's outrageous that literally thousands of property owners a day lose their property to tax sale. Stat is about 3,000 properties per day are lost at tax sale. So thousands of people lose their properties. 70% of those people never know about any overages money, and they don't collect it. The government just keeps the money. I think that's outrageous. And the numbers are so big, like 3,000 properties lost at tax sale a day. I can't even begin to scratch the surface on that. I'm like one guy with a team. It's not enough to cover 3,000 properties a day. So I've chosen to educate some other people like yourself on how this business works and support your business, so that you can really do well with this and you can have an amazing life, have a great life, and be doing worthwhile work. And don't let the government keep taking all this money from these down and out homeowners. It's just wrong. So if you want to join me coming in, I'll be glad to teach you the business. To do that, just click down below. That'll take you so that you can register for it's like 90-minute presentation I did that goes very in depth on overages. In the meanwhile, the other thing to do, if you like this video, just give it a like, because then I know that you like this and I'll do more like it, more in these topics. And the second thing, if you want more information about tax sales, tax liens, tax deeds, general entrepreneurship and how to be successful in business, then definitely subscribe to my channel. Those are the topics that I cover. Those are the topics that have given me a great life that I absolutely love. And I want to share that information so that you can have a great life that you love, which I'm willing to support. As long as you're willing to make the effort and do the work, I will give you the best information I have, and information that's tried and tested and proven. It's made me millions, and it can make you money too. So this is Attorney Bob Diamond. Thanks for being here. Click on the link below to go see the video, and I'll see you next time.